So in today's video, I'm doing some thrifted makeovers. I'm taking some of those thrift finds that are, and we're going to make them a little bit better to get them to be beautiful home decor and get them to be loved again. They are cute. These little risers are cute. They have their purpose, but it just looks like what it is. It just doesn't look very exciting. It's useful for a riser, but I think we could have like some fun making it look a little bit older than what it is. So if I just paint this, it's basically raw wood other than like the chalk paint white that they have on it. Whatever paint I put on here is just going to soak in. So it's just going to be a painted piece. There's not going to be any character. There's not going to be any distressing or anything. So I use a product called shellac as a primer, not only to help my paint stick, but also to fill in that dry wood. And so that's what's going to be helping me get that old-timey look. Okay, 2 coats of shellac. Now it's filled in. I'm going to be using DIY's Garden Sage to paint this, but I want it to even have more chippiness. So I'm going to be using some of the Sweet Pickins beeswax. So this is a beeswax bar. And then I'm just going to rub it on there. I want it to have a really chippy paint look. I'm not going to overthink the very bottom. I'm just going to do the legs. I mean, I'm going to do the bottom, but if it chips off, chipping off is usually where it's been used. So, and then sometimes you don't remember where you went, so you have to go back and touch those pieces. Like, hold on, did I do that side? Did I do this side? I don't know. I didn't feel any wax. So I'm just going to start painting. Ooh, I'm kind of being messy here. Hold on a second. So I did 2 coats on this, so now it's time to take some the sander to it to see what comes off. See if the wax did what it was supposed to do. It's a one-use sandpaper, but oh, love it. It did have that little hole there, though. I'm trying to, like, some of the bits and pieces of the wood were already there to begin with, but that bothers me, so let's clean that out. There. Want more distressing? Just put it where you want it to be. So now I'm just rubbing that wax in, getting the you didn't necessarily have to use a sander, but that's what I use because it saves my hand. So now, even though I believe this DIY paint has a top coat in it, you can feel that wax, and I want to make sure that other parts aren't going to chip off, so I'm going to use some Weather Defense to seal it in. Firkin. And sugar bucket. Though this is new and it's been heavy painted black. No distressing, no anything. So instead of trying to give it some distressing, I thought it would be fun to give it some chippy paint color. And if chippy paint color is not your vibe, I love to make things look old and vintage and antique and make them affordable for people to be able to put in, because the real stuff is kind of on the expensive side. So it's nice to do some reproductions that look very good. So I think all I'm going to do on this one is I'm going to paint it. This is a limestone chalk paint, so I can distress it. And this is the marigold color, so it is a orange. Oh, how pretty is that? So I'm looking for primitive colors, and I thought that black underneath would just, when I distress it, would pop fun. I'm not priming this with any shellac. I'm not, it'll do whatever it's going to do. It's just basically, a paint that you paint on, and then you take something wet or sand it to take off some and give it some distressing on the black paint. But I'm not going to overthink it too much and stress about it. I'm just going to go ahead and paint over it. So I have other projects to work on, so I'm not going to rush it. I'm just going to let it dry in its own before the second coat. When my first coat is dry, I can go in with the second coat. We have light color covering up dark color here, so I'm going to mist just water. And that should help my paint glide on a little bit easier instead of trying to take it off. And it may take 3 coats. And that'll be okay if it does. So first I'm going to take a wipe and see how this distresses. If I don't like the way that it's distressing, or if I think it needs more than what it's getting, I'll take the sander to it. Because if I remember right, it's pretty tough. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the sander, or I'm going to be here all day. I don't want to do that. So 220 sandpaper. There we go. Actually, wetting it first helped, because it kind of raised that grain. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for it to look like it's been here. We all just do what we want to do to get the results. I don't think there's any wrong way. I always get the, why did you choose? I don't know. Just at that time, that product or that color or that technique. You just know when you're doing it. So I liked what the water did with it, kind of, because I ended up having 3 coats of paint on this. And then I'm trying to go like in the circle position, around it. That's why I didn't smooth any of that previous paint off. That was lots of brush strokes on that previous paint job. Sometimes you use them for your benefit of adding texture to your piece. To finish this off, we're going to do some antiquing on it. We're going to use aging wax. Straight on there. It's going to tone that really bright marigold down and take it into more of the primitive folk art. I did not seal it in because I wanted it to tone down this orange. It might even take a little bit more of the paint off, and that is perfectly fine. Tones that down a notch. Seals that paint in. it's so nice to have reseller friends that hook you up with objects that they know that you can do over. Thank you, Diane. So yes, this little, it's got the industrial farmhouse vibe, and I don't know if that's a trend or not anymore, but I do know that I love cubbies, I love little drawers, and I'm super excited to make this one over. What to do to make this look different and new. So I think the easiest thing to do for this is to spray paint it. That is a lot of puppies. Though I'm still going to seal this in with shellac because that's that same wood as that little riser. It's that balsam wood. It's light wood. Paint will just absorb in it. Even a spray paint will just absorb in it. I'm going to be using Rust-Oleum's Laurel Green. So I love this Laurel Green color, but the paint, for whatever reasons, stays tacky way longer than I feel like it should. So I seal it in with some weather defense, let it dry for another hour because this has been drying for an hour. Then I will flip it over so I can paint the inside. So I use some wax paper, even though this is now dry to the touch. I don't trust it. I want to make sure that it is dried. So I'm just going to set those off to the side. I'm going to go ahead and flip them over because I want to paint the inside that green also. And you can see where parts of it didn't get painted. I don't know why it is that this paint likes to stay tacky for a long time if I don't seal it in. You know me, I just can't leave something clean painted. So I'm going to see if I can distress the top just a little. I'm going to take a little aging wax, see if it'll go into that raw wood that it probably won't change too much on spray paint, but we'll see. But I thought maybe it'd get into that raw wood. I think with the green, it definitely has like that industrial vibe going on. But I want to see how can I give metal spray paint some age. I don't know. Are they different? Are you all different sizes? I didn't think you were, but maybe you are. Some different sizes. I had it going the wrong way. It looks good from the way I was doing it. So there we go. Okay, we're all in now. I got it going on. Oh my lordy. Okay, so I just want to see if I can add just a little bit of something, patina, dust, something, just something. So I'm going to take a little bit of clear wax and a little bit of decrepit dust. It didn't hear me say a little, did it? No. Oh yeah, I mean, I don't know if you can see that it's changing it just a hair. And then hopefully it'll pick up on these a little bit. I'm not going to put labels. I'll let you know. I'm not putting labels in them. I haven't done a swan in a while, and we love little sets of swans. So I just happened to have this one, and then a little baby that apparently was a hanger on something, and then you can tell where the neck had broken and had been glued, and then it's got some detail on it. So I'm going to see what I can do to these two to make them a little matching set. Okay, for like this swan, this set of swans is very cute. We got the re-glued neck, and then we have like, I don't mind the crack, but it's got like weird carvings in it, and then this one has like it could have hung. So hopefully I can just pull, kind of pull that out. I might have to cut it off a little bit more, but to fill in, and then fill in that hole so it doesn't look like a hanger. I think there was a dowel in it. That's what's holding it on. So now I have to figure out how to cut that dowel. Come on. Oh, there we go. So I'm going to use some Bondo, one to kind of cover over that a little bit, and then trying to fill in all the texture, and then also like all the the brokenness that's going on here. It's just not what I envision it to be. So I like to use Bondo 1 because it has a fast cure time to where I can sand on it. The longer you let it sit, the harder it gets and harder it is to sand though. So yep, I just want to fill in. Not really my vibe. Okay, so as you see, I can touch this. That means I can start sanding it. Okay, we're all sanded, but now you can see I went all the way down to the wood to get it sanded. So I'm going to seal these in. This one has some glass eyes. And this one's eyes are just painted on. So I might tape over this. So I know you can use like Vaseline and stuff like that, but I always find that it ends up spreading. And then around the eye just kind of looks like a hot mess, and then I got to touch it up. So I just tried my best, because usually the paint will come off the glass eye. Okay, they're covered for enough for what they are. So we're going to go ahead and seal these little guys in with some shellac, even out, fill in that wood so the paint takes sort of evenly. So I'm going to go ahead and coat this all in gray. That's not going to be its final color, but I'm going to spray paint it gray. I'm trying to test out a different finish. I do a lot of swans, so I want to make sure that I have something a little different. I'm going to be doing this Rust-Oleum's cement finish. The swans, I'm going to be mixing up some flour sack milk paint. I'm hoping for chippiness. I'm hoping for crazy. I'm hoping for it to chip off. We'll see how that goes. I'm going to kind of make up my mixture dry also in the hopes that that will help. So I'm going to do 3 scoops. And then I'm only going to try 2 water and see how that feels. Because your directions say to mix equal, but you kind of just go with what you feel for each project you're doing. Start off with the little baby one first. I'm going to use some Sweet Pickins beeswax. It's a little piece, but it still works the same. I like to use up what I have. I don't know about y'all. So I want you to be able to see that gray. Hopefully it doesn't all chip off. I'll probably repaint the bottom with something else, but We'll see how that goes. So I've got the flour sack. This is the little guy to get to do. Try to get the bottom first, I guess. I'm trying to make them look a little bit more salvaged, so I'm doing a tapping technique that will actually get a lot of paint on all at once. Like I said, we can paint the repaint the bottom after it's all dried and said and done, but to give it a clean look. But for right now, we want it to look. Okay, now we'll go for the mama. It might be stuck a little bit, but like I said, we will touch up the bottom after this is all said and done. It'll probably stick again with the milk paint. I'm not too terribly worried. Sometimes the process is a hot mess. It's all about the finished results. You have to trust the process, which is not always easy sometimes, I know. You know what? Did you not? Like, Yvonne, you forgot your wax. I did. I got so into the moment. I got a little bit of wax. I can do it on the top. Oh, poopy. Oh. The things you don't remember sometimes. Oh, well. Mama may not be as chippy as baby, or who knows? Well, that technique worked. Whether it's going to chip off or not, I don't know, but we've got some incredible crazing. I'm going to hand sand it first because you can see like bumps and stuff. Whether it'll chip off, I'm not sure, but I like seeing the gray underneath. I'm afraid to use the power sander that I might get it too far down. So I'll just do my hands and see if anything extra will chip off. Seems to be anyway. Not as much chipped off as I thought it was going to, but take what you get, take what you're given. So I got a little dab of coal black by Fusion. Stick my end of my paintbrush in there. I have to seal my milk paint in. I'm still toying with maybe waxing or not, but for right now I know I'm doing the clear coat of weather defense. I have my aging wax, and I have my clear wax. I am going to just a little bit because I don't know, it brings something out in an object. Even I know it always looks dark at first, but then you take that clear wax and you go over it and it gives it some age, and makes it not look so stark white. So I just painted it kind of thing. Okay, I tried. I just think the beaks look unfinished, especially when they have those dark eyes. So one coat of coal black should do the trick. I don't know. I liked it, but then I'm like, oh, it just looks unfinished. I don't know. What is it? I have no idea. Like, what is this? And then it's kind of weird because it has, I think it has like a handle. So I think it is supposed to be like a mold or something that you can make circles with. So cool piece of wood. I actually showed it in one of my last videos and I just didn't get to it in that makeup. I just do whatever I get done in a day is what y'all get to see. So I'm going to see what I can do with this. And there are some screws on here because it doesn't lay flat. Like that makes it a weird shape. But then I think this shape would be better. So I'm hoping that I can take the handle off. Oh, what a cool piece of wood. Now this is a little on the loose side because I had, but I'm not worried about that. It's just going to be an accent piece. I mean, it's on there, it's not coming off, but I want to try to get this off. Hopefully that it's just screwed on and not, I don't know, y'all. Oh, I got movement in this one. That's a good thing. Oh, I don't know about the other one. Okay, so I see it's just on. Come on, baby. Move for me. I don't know if it's going to or not. The things we do for design are terrible sometimes. Okay, yep. So this is a multi-tool that will cut through nails. So that's what I did. So by handle. And it's loose, it's wonky. I'm not gonna do any more to it other than I'm going to be painting it. So I'm not going to use shellac or anything on it. I'm just going to use the world's smallest piece of beeswax. So we're just going to wax, 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 wax. I'm hoping for some chippiness. one little, and very conditioned hands. Mixed up flour sack to use on the swans, and I'm also using it on this project. And then I'm doing a tap tap motion, trying to get it a little bit thick and heavy, making it look like more of a salvage piece than it already is. I just see, oh, I put my hand, I put my hand in it. Ah, okay. Settle down. I'm so excited about finally getting to make over this piece. Actually, this piece got hidden, and then we got ready for a garage sale, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot that I had these pieces. That's what happens. We buy, and then it gets pushed back, and we don't know where it went or remember that we even bought it until we see it again. But I always say that's God winks moments. That's supposed to be, there's a reason. Okay, we got that. We got the innards. You know, like doing the tapping motion kind of reminds me of, you know, like when paint heats and cools, how it gets bubbly, buckly. That's a word, right? Buckly. So that's what I envision. I really have no idea what they use this for, but it definitely was some type of a form of something, I would say, with a handle or a press. I almost, you know, I think probably when I bought it, I thought it was like something to do with hats, because I do buy a lot of hat forms of making hats, but no. And if you Google Lens it, it just gives you some weird crud. Google Lens doesn't know what it is either, because it's just a big piece of round wood. Maybe it was a handmade piece. Somebody had a purpose of what they needed it for. But I'm painting it because I have a cloche that I'm going to be putting on it. And my cloche is Rusty Krusty. And Rusty Krusty's not going to show up on this wood. So, and when you're doing a distress salvage, you don't have to make sure that it's like, oh my gosh, I missed that piece. No, don't worry about it. Just move on. Ignore the perfectly perfect that a lot of people want. I want the perfectly imperfect. And if you're a fan of that, hit that subscription button if you're not already a member. But yes, perfectly imperfect, salvage, saving it from the dump. Oh my gosh, I didn't even shellac this, y'all, and I know it's going to be stuck. It's going to be stuck. That's okay. So just scrape off the big old pieces from it sliding down. Well, might as well just let it chip. I want it to look salvaged, so whatever paint is left is what paint's left. There it is, Chippy. So I'm going to go ahead and seal it in with some weather defense. I think that is the size that it needs to be. So I'm going to try to bend these and make little hooks to hold it in place. I said try. So I've got it, but now I'm twisting this off so it doesn't move. So I'm bending those over like a little hook so that that wire stays in place. So it is a snug fit. I was going to like show you how I put it on, but you know what? Once I got it on, I'm not taking it off. It's on there. It is a tight fit. It is going to look so cool with some greenery, maybe a candle or something like that in the center. Oh, terracotta pots. Oh, so much could go in here. Does it fit? Oh, it does fit. Okay, I don't know. Okay, that's as far as I'm showing you. So thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed today's content. Just taking thrifted items, giving them some paint, a little bit of love, making them new again, and giving them a second chance at life and not being thrown into the dump. So I hope you enjoyed today's content. And as always, thank you for being part of our YouTube family. Remember, we have a second channel, the Journey channel. The link is down in the description box. Help us grow, please. We are over 100,000 on this channel, and if you enjoy this kind of content, we're pretty sure you would love to see behind the scenes of our lives and all our DIYs, home projects, and the places we go shopping. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscription button on here and the Journey channel, and we will see you next time, guys, and you can see what we're up to. Bye.